Good morning, children. In the last topic, we had studied about properties of a matter, physical properties of a matter. Now, today we are going to learn about the physical properties of a non-metal. So, see that what are the physical properties of a non-metal. So, have a look on that physical properties of a non-metal. Yes, non-metal is a dull. It is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. It is a non-ductile in nature. It cannot be drawn into the wires. If we will hammer the non-metals, it will broken into the brittle and it will change into the small pieces, or it will change into the powder form. Non-metals may be solid, liquid or gases at the room temperature. Yes, non-metals may be transparent as a thin. It is a non-sonorous in nature. Means it does not produce any ringing sound. It does not produce any sound. So these are the physical properties of a metal. So now just a look over that difference between the metals and the non-metal, physical properties of a metals and the non-metal. Yes, metals have a lustrous in nature, non-metal is a dull. Yes, metal is a good conductor of a heat and electricity. It is a poor conductor, or we call as a insulator. Metal has a high melting point. Non-metal is a non-ductile. Metal has a high density, malleable. Yes, non-metal it is a brittle. Yes, metals can be drawn into the wires. Non-metal cannot be drawn into the wires. Yes, metals are solid at room temperature. Yes, non-metals may be solid, liquid or gases at room temperature. Yes, metals are opaque as a thin sheet. Non-metals are transparent as a thin sheets. It is a sonorous in nature. Non-metals, it is a not sonorous in nature. So these are the physical properties of the metals and the non-metals. Now today we are going to learn about the chemical properties of metals and the non-metal. So let us discuss about the chemical properties of metal. Now, let us see about the chemical properties of metals and non-metal. So, total focus will be on chemical properties of metals and non-metals. As you can see that I have written something on the left side of the blackboard. See that. This is known as the reactivity series. What does it mean? Every metals and non-metals have chemical characteristics which they react and combine. But there is a certain pattern in which science works on some laws. It just cannot be. Sometimes it is reacting and sometimes it is not reacting. So science works on certain laws. So which kind of law is this? We have arranged the elements in the decreasing order of the reactivity. When we talk about the sodium and potassium, these are the metals which react most. Most means if we will keep sodium and potassium in the open, it will catch fire vigorously. When we go upon the next one is a calcium, the reactivity decreases. Again the magnesium, showing the less reactivity. Again if we will go down, the reactivity of metal decreases, and at last silver and golds are the least reactive metal. So that's why from the gold and the silver various jewelry items were made, because it does not react with the waters, or it does not react with the oxygen. So see that now we are going to talk about the chemical reaction, means how these metals react with oxygen, acids and the water. Now we are talking about that reaction with the oxygen. Now see on the blackboard that I have written two chemical reaction. First one is that when the sodium, when a sodium Na reacts with the oxygen, it forms a sodium oxide. Yes, when a metal is reacting with the oxygen, it forms a metal oxide. And the second one is when the zinc is heated, then it forms a zinc oxide. So, metal oxides are a basic in the nature. How we can prove that it is a basic in nature? All metal oxides cannot dissolve in water. Only few metal oxides dissolve in water and form bases. Now take metal oxide and dissolve in the water. When it forms the solution, that then add a red litmus paper into the solution. The solution will change into the blue color. Means the solution which change into the blue color is a basic in the nature. From this experiment we can prove that yes, metal oxides are a basic in nature. If we will dissolve that Na2O plus H2O, then we will obtain a sodium hydroxide. That is the solution, and that solution is if it is mixed with the red litmus paper, then the solution we will obtain is in blue color. Means this proves that the metal oxides are basic in nature. So here now we had studied about the reaction with the oxygen. Here some chemical reactions also we had studied. Now we will move to the next reaction, that is reactions of metals with the water. So let us see now. Let us proceed with the next topic. Now next topic is about reactions of a water. How metals react with the water. Again we will talk about sodium. Yes, say the board. Yes, when a sodium react with the water, it forms a sodium hydroxide, and in that hydrogen gas liberated. So see the second equation. Second equation is that about potassium. When the potassium react with the waters, it forms a sodium hydroxide and the hydrogen gas liberated. These two reactions take place very rapidly. Okay, if we will talk one example over here, suppose if we will take one beaker filled with the water, in this water we will have put grain like sodium in it. What will happen? Fire will be seen. If we will put hand into it, it will feel hot. Why it is happening? Actually, what is happening? When sodium react with the water, hydrogen gas is coming out. This hydrogen gas come out and it catches a fire. It starts burning because of its temperature becomes very high. Even it catches fire. Sodium starts burning. So this type of reaction is called exothermic reaction. That's why we have to store a sodium in kerosene, not in the open. Otherwise it will burn vigorously. So this is about that reaction with the water, how the metal is reacting with the water. Now we will study about the how reaction take place with the acid. When a metals react with the acids, it produces a pop sound. Pop sound means hydrogen gas is liberated. So these are the various reactions we had studied in the chemical properties of a metal. If we will talk about a non-metal, if a non-metal react with oxygen and water, it produces a sulfur dioxide, oxides and a acid. For example, see the blackboard. If a sulfur is a non-metal, if it react with the oxygen, then sulfur dioxide is produced. If sulfur dioxide is dissolved with the water, then we will form a acid, that is a sulfurous acid. So these are the various topic, or these are the various chemical reaction we had studied about the metals and the non-metals. So keeps on learning, children. Thank you very much.